Hi, thanks for watching. This is just a quick look at how Google views and ranks your website in the search results. By understanding how the program works, we can then use it to your advantage to increase the traffic to your site by getting it on the first page of search results, so it's the first click and the first call whenever a consumer is looking in your area. So I've got the website pulled up here. It seems like it's really easy to navigate, but it's mostly set up for e-commerce, which is great because it serves a purpose. However, it's not really optimized for Google to be able to recognize it and rank it. When Google is looking at the site, it's going to use two different factors. The first is the content. It's going to come in and it's going to count all the words and text on the page. It's generally looking for a minimum of 1,000 to 1,500 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are in your field. Now, while it's counting words, it's also searching for keywords. It could be anything that a person would type into Google search. In this case, usually a product and then the area that you guys are located in. This is where the number of words on the page particularly comes into play because you're only allowed to put one keyword for every 100 to 150 words of text on the page. The second way that Google is going to rank your website is based on its authority, which is basically a popularity contest. To build authority, you can do that in two ways. The first is to get as many citations as possible, which is the name, address, and phone number of the business being listed in as many online directories as possible, like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, things like that. These directories are usually free. It just takes some time to find them, register, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. The second way to build authority is through a backlink, which is when another website links or refers back to your site. Basically acts as an endorsement for Google and to build trust because others are vouching for you. Can kind of be looked at similar to a customer review. If you had 1,000 5-star reviews, new customers would think pretty highly of your business. Google's doing the same thing, except it's just using other websites to make that assessment. So to see how this determines your ranking in the search results, this right up here would be the map pack. In order to rank inside this, we just need to fill out a Google business profile. It looks like that's already been done for the original area. It makes sense that you would be listed in here because this is your home area. Maybe on this new location, I don't know if there is a GMB or my business profile that's been optimized yet. We just need to fill that out. It can be done right through the Maps app, right through a smartphone. Just fill out the name, all the information, the services that you offer, the service area, hours of operation, things like that. Then you want to just continuously add some geotagged photos inside of the service area and upload those and post to the profile. Try to constantly be getting reviews. And then also want to get as many of those citations, the name, address, and phone number and directories. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else in this list. Underneath that is what we call the organic search results. This is where the authority or the more trust that Google has in your site, the higher up on the list that you're going to rank. So you're not ranking, unfortunately, in the organic section on either your home original business or the expanded new business. So to demonstrate how this works, I put your website into this tool that I use, and it just shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site for the content and also the authority. And just to put these terms into perspective, if say the local news station did an article on their website that said, the top 10 CBD stores in Massachusetts, and your store was listed, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them back to your website, that would be considered one referring domain or one referring website. So what I've done is I've just taken the top competitors in both of these listings just to show you where they're at as far as what you would have to do to rank. Now, some of these are unfortunately more like a chain or a national player, so they do tend to push a little bit more power than some of the local people. But just to give you some perspective, to see how much authority or how many referring websites they have going back to them, it's a pretty decent amount because, like I said, they pull some power from their national advertising budget. But even if we start slow in adding these domains, it's a slow process because you cannot add a whole bunch at one time, otherwise Google will consider it spam. You can eventually start reaching these numbers so that way you can be competitive to get onto the first page. Now, just something to note, it's not always just a matter of the quantity of links, it's also the quality of the links. For instance, we want to get links that are relative to your business. So if we had Pizza Hut linking back to your website, obviously Google knows that you're not in the business of making pizza, so that wouldn't add any kind of authority or power to your site. If we take a look at the keywords, these are the words and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on your site. Then we also have the volume, the number of times per month that they're being searched. So this is where we would do some research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to your business and your area, and make sure that those are being included on your site so that way when a consumer is searching, your site will pop up. So just for an example, urban extracts, those are being searched for 100 times a month. Right now, you're in the 39th position, which is going to put you somewhere in the 4th, maybe 5th page of Google. Unfortunately, nobody's going to find you down there. But if you were on the first page, 100 people would be searching for this and they'd see your website. We usually use a real conservative estimate that 10% of those actually, once they see your website, will click and give you a call, potentially make a purchase. So you have the potential of up to 10 new customers a month just off of one keyword. Then we would repeat that process for all the highest volume keywords in the area. I don't know exactly what the profit margin is per sale, but obviously that can help add to the bottom line, as well as drive some new sales to the business by having that many more people seeing the website. So like I said, there are some national players and more chain type businesses that have crept into the area due to the popularity and things that are happening in the market and with the laws. However, it's still a market that can be competitive even for a local person, just with the right amount of corresponding relative links from the right types of websites to kind of build some power. Keywords we can work on. Like I said, there's a lot of research that can be done to find out what's the best ones for your business. That's not necessarily a competition that we need to beat. We just need to make sure that the ones that are relative for what you're selling and the areas that you're selling it in can easily be found on your site. So I hope this information was helpful and it allows you to scale some of your online presence and you can reach the first page and reach a lot more consumers. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or would like to go into some further details. Also, we could talk about some of the goals of the business and I can do some research on my end to find out what it would take for you guys to reach those. And I always do love getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful. So please do let me know what you think. Thanks, and I look forward to speaking with you.